has she learnt nothing from the Windrush scandal? Here we have a Department of State which is not fantastic at keeping records. And the idea that we would selectively carve out particular rights for particular people who need that information in order to fight tribunal cases just strikes me as lunacy, given what we have learnt about the dysfunction at the Home Office.
Well, perhaps if I continue my remarks so I can reassure the honourable gentleman, of course lessons have been learned, not least by the Home Office itself, as both the former Home Secretary and the current Home Secretary have made abundantly clear to this House. The exemptions that we are putting forward with these amendments are only to be applied on a case-by-case basis and only where it is necessary and proportionate to apply them. And it cannot and will not be used to target any group of people, nor does the application of the exemptions set aside all data subjects' rights, but only those expressly listed. And a further limitation is that the exemption can only be applied where compliance with the relevant rights would be likely to prejudice the maintenance of effective immigration control. I give way to the honourable gentleman again.
Already written into the bill are effective safeguards for crime prevention. That gives her the power that she is seeking to fulfil the purpose she is setting out for the House. If you selectively discard rights for selective people, you come pretty close to arbitrary decision-making, and it is practically impossible to do that in a consistent way and in a way that is defendable in a judicial review. This is a clause that is going to result in injustice and cases that the Home Office loses, so just dump it now.
The honourable gentleman should know that there are different structures governing crime from immigration. And also, I reiterate that we are disapplying these rights in a very selective manner. The data subjects will hang on to the majority of their rights, but it cannot be. I will give way in a second. It cannot be right for the Home Office to have to furnish someone who is in contravention of immigration law with details of information that they have been given. I will give way to the honourable lady.
I'm really just shocked by what the Minister is saying, and I would say to her this was drafted before the Windrush scandal broke, and I do not think she is learning the lessons at all. Can she explain, if she wants these decisions to be made on an individual basis in a way that is necessary and proportionate to achieve what? Because none of us know what her definition of immigration control means. Does it mean meeting the net migration target? Because that's what we normally hear ministers say. Because necessary and proportionate to meet the net migration target could frankly mean anything.
I thank the honourable lady for her intervention. I understand that it is a matter of interpretation, and I also understand that the Home Office is considering these matters in the fallout from the Windrush case. And so I'm sure that, as Chair of the Home Affairs Select Committee, she will have ample opportunity to question the new Home Secretary on exactly what he might mean by I'm going to make a bit of progress and I'll give way. And when someone is seeking to access data from the Home Office to prove their immigration history, such as in the Windrush cases, there would be no basis to invoke the immigration exemption in the bill, and I trust that that provides the honourable lady with some comfort. Apparently not. Well, I will just finish with this intervention if the honourable gentleman doesn't mind.
That's not what the bill says. That is not what the bill says. That may be what she intends, but if that's what she intends, change the bill.
Well, I shall have to write to the honourable lady once I have communicated with Home Office ministers. According to my understanding, the bill sets out that it applies this exemption by a case.
Point of order, Mr. Byrne.
We are being invited this afternoon, Madam Deputy Speaker, to pass an important piece of legislation that hands important new powers to Her Majesty's Home Office. Yet there is not a Home Office Minister on the bench to answer the interventions that we are putting about the detail of the bill. What steps can we take to summon a Home Office Minister this afternoon so that these questions can be answered?
Well, I understand the honourable gentleman's point of order, but the fact is that the Minister, who is a very capable Minister, speaks for the government, which is seamless, and therefore the Minister who is currently at the dispatch box is in a position to speak for all ministers on this matter, which is why she has this responsibility and is responding to the questions which are currently being asked of her. Minister.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I might as well give way to the right honourable gentleman now.